The Scream franchise has some crazy ways to finish people off. I'm looking at you, Gil's forehead. Today, I will be ranking every character death in the Scream franchise. Let's get into it. Welcome back, I'm Sippin, and before we dive deep, spoilers ahead. Sweet, now let's get into it. Scream 3. While it's not a terrible movie, it's easily the worst one in the franchise. Perchance. Christine Hamilton. Sweet, starting the list off right into the trash can. The setup for this one was a concept for sure. It was on the verge of being cool, with Cotton racing home to try and save her, and her not knowing the killer is nearby, but it fell flat. You've probably realized what I'm talking about, and yes, it's The Mask.
What?
I mean, this is the third movie in a row with the same Ghostface mask.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Nah, I'm messing, that's not it. It's the voice changer, the most military grade, NASA operated, government funded, ChatGPT, alien technology, Ben 10 type of gear, voice changer on the market. And you can get your hands on one for just $10.99 and use code Beetlejuice for 20% off. After a small chase, she eventually meets her end, and it's not good. A simple stab to her back. Come on, Mr. Killer. Her death is immediately followed up with Cotton Weary. Bro literally went from wrongly accused to hero to dead in 3 movies with a total of 15 minutes and 19 seconds. And yeah, dog, I did the math. And he's almost in the same boat as his other half. But there's one thing that saved him. How he tried to fight back, even though he got his end kicked in. So I guess 2. But the stupid voice changer said what up again. If the voice changer didn't seem so futuristic, it would have been higher on the list. But as Aristotle, the great philosopher, once said, sometimes it just be like that for real. These two didn't have great deaths, but their opening scene was still good for the most part, and it was still a better opening scene than a certain sequel. Before we continue, I want to address something. This movie did have to be toned down, and it was changed due to the tragic Columbine shooting, as the original plans were more intense, but I respect their decision to change it, and my thoughts and prayers go out to the families affected. Sarah Darling. Again, with another backstab. Before that, Ghostface popped her with a haymaker. Bro looked like prime Mike Tyson. After his falcon punch, Sarah went through the door's window and onto the broken glass. So that there helped its case. And the stuff leading up to it was nice as well. Seeing her try to fight back in the prop department will always be a highlight in this movie for me. Like, first she picked up a hunting knife, only for it to be fake and flimsy. But when all seems lost, she swings and hits Ghostface with a real machete, which she thought was real until it bent after hitting him. And then she realizes that every prop in the prop room is actually a prop. Who would have thought? Not a bad death scene at all. Definitely enjoyable, and it actually looks like we're heading in the right direction in terms of good character deaths. Steven Stone. Well, this is where the upward trend slows down. While not terrible, it was also not great. It was just good. Only really because of him just casually walking up after his attack and then going night-night. People keep getting taken out like flies. Dewdrop really needs some police backup. Where's Joe Swanson when you need him? Oh no, that's not good. Steven Stone was doomed from the beginning, considering he was a bodyguard for one of the Gales. Which one? You decide. Either way, I'm very iffy on Tom Prinz. Tommy Boy really went and made this hard on me.
Huh?
In one stance, he had literally one of the most outside of the box type of deaths you could have, but in the same vein, it was kinda silly in the way it happened. Bro used a lighter to light up the script page in order to read it, and then took a few moments to realize that the house was blowing up. I'm not a house blower-upper expert or anything, but I'm pretty sure the explosion would have been pretty immediate following that lit lighter. Also, if he was having trouble reading it, why stay in the house looking for a light? Go outside, dog! Reading that page inside the house is not that deep. But I guess it really was for him, and this one really got me churning and burning. Like, if I were to go more based on the death and nothing more, then I would have to put it in there in Carnage Candy. But if I take everything into consideration, like how he could have just grabbed the page and walked outside, but nah, Bro wanted to be different. Like, dog, you are not him. You are the fake Dewdrop, not the real one. You're Dewey 2.0. He's the Da Vinci.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you?
Absolutely.
But I guess I'm gonna take the road less traveled. I'm gonna go cruise control. I'm gonna put this into the middle lane. It was a good death, but it took the silly lane in order to achieve it. Because honestly, imagine this if you will. Close your eyes. No, seriously. Bro, come on, close those eyes. So Tom runs in, he grabs the page and the lighter, flicks it on, then bam, instant. Still, the lighter is just silly, but at least the quick and sudden explosion would have caught more people off guard, causing more of an impact. Oh, and before I forget, you can open your eyes. Do you agree with me on that? Let me know your comments down below, because that one really was a little up and down for me. You know what will have you feeling like this? My video where I ranked every Halloween movie. Click here to check that out if you haven't already. Luckily, I won't be questioning where to place Angelina Tyler. Because this was dog water, not in any shape or form. Before I delve into the terrible death scene she had, I first got to explain why it was so bad. Angelina Tyler was originally set to be the second killer in this movie. She's actually not listed as one of the victims on the box set for Scream 3, and yes, the box set also included Roman Bridgers, so why was she excluded? Because she was supposed to have a fake out death just like Roman. So does that actually mean she's out there somewhere plotting her revenge with Stu Macher? Very unlikely, but it doesn't mean 0%. But for the sake of the video, and just like we did with Stu Macher, we're just gonna assume they are all full dead and not half dead, which means her death is one of the worst in the franchise. She pretty much died off screen, and when Gail and Gail see her laying on the floor, they see her getting dragged away. That's literally it. Yep. Terrible, right? I just gotta move on, man. If I keep going, I'm gonna continue crying. So can we please move on to Tyson Fox? The man, the myth, the legend, the one that couldn't stick the landing. His death scene, other than Tom blowing up, was the most memorable for me. And I think it helps he delivered the best line of the film while being chased by Ghostface. When Ghostface barged in trying to wipe out everyone in the room, the group fights back, and this includes Tyson. And well, let's just say he won't be fighting in the UFC anytime soon because he just kind of charged at Ghosty and kind of stabbed himself almost. He runs and Big Man Ghosty pursues him, and just before Tyson can escape, the metaphorical and literal rug was pulled out from under him. He was smashed into a glass case and tossed out the window. If you recall in the previous video, I mentioned Ghostface getting more height kills. Well, this isn't the best one, but if you haven't watched that video yet, then what are you doing, brother? Click that link in the description below to check it out. After you finish this one, of course. But check this out. I really wish there was a category between Carnage Candy and Old Fish Sticks, because it was a good kill, but not Carnage Candy good. It's not on the level of, say, Maureen Evans or Billy Loomis. So here it shall stay, because up next, we got Gail. No, not actually. We got Jennifer Jolie. First off, her and Gail's chemistry back and forth was probably the best thing about this movie, but that doesn't apply to her death scene. There wasn't really anything special about her death scene. She hit Ghostface with the "I'm the killer in Stab 3" line, which was awesome. Also, I love my Dewdrop, but why did it seem like it took him way too long to shoot out those mirrors? It's one of those scream at the screen type of kills. Oh man, maybe that's why they call these movies Scream. Huh. Funny. Would have thunk it. Anyways, it just wasn't where it could have been. But again, half the deaths in this movie weren't great, and yet the trend continues with John Milton. If I add in his character, then he would be up higher considering he's such a terrible character, but that's not what I'm doing. Again, if y'all know me, I don't really care for boring or just overdone kills, and that's exactly what this is. It was another throat slash that was also toned down from previous throat slashes. Boring, man, but at least the next death wasn't so boring. Roman Bridger. First and foremost, it was a silly death, that I will acknowledge, but it was still good. Aside from the silly factors, bro was stabbed twice, took 12,000 rounds to the gut, granted he was wearing body armor, and then one shot to the dome piece. He just didn't want to stay down. Also, the Doomeister getting his first dub was very nice considering he is usually the one getting stabbed or punched by the back end of a knife. so it was a win-win. Not for Roman really though. That's every death in Scream 3. Part 4 will be released soon, trust that, Brody. But in the meantime, why don't you check out this video where I solved a cryptic movie teaser, or this video where I talk about the most anticipated horror movies for 2024. I appreciate you and your time, and as always, stay chill, and I will see y'all next time.
Cause let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.